Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the #1 professional wrestling radio show in Las Vegas. This is the Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Going bell to bell with the best in professional wrestling news, entertainment, and lots of Sin City surprises from inside the squared circle. Now, let's get to all the exciting pro wrestling action and bring on the host. Here is Mark Hoke.
And we are back on the Mark Hoke Show on KDAWN 101.5 FM. Talk of Las Vegas. Sorry, we had a little technical issue on the live stream. I do apologize.
What? What happened?
I think I figured it out, but I'm not sure how it happened. So.
All right. Okay, cool.
But we should be good now.
Thanks.
So, but we're still going on the radio, which is the important part.
It's all important, Mark.
Yeah, but I'd get in huge trouble if I was having dead air on the air. So.
Right. Well, good stuff. Well, It wasn't dead air. You still have my voice.
But anyway, thanks for joining us here on the Mark Hoke Show on KDAWN. We are headed for hour number 2 of the Mark Hoke Show. Best in pro wrestling news and entertainment. I'm Mark Hoke, yon humble host. David Difference.
Esteemed colleague, the David Difference, over the difference that Dave makes. Here to Dave the world. One day at a time.
You're daving the world.
Yeah.
Dear Lord. And we are also joined in studio by Tracy Murray, of course, the UCLA superstar.
Yes, sir.
Man, it seems so long ago.
Tell me.
Do you know I was actually thinking about that today?
Because
yeah, it's like I watched you play in college when I was in college. We're the same age.
Yeah.
Man, I was just thinking about that. Man, the time has flown, hasn't it?
It has. And, you know, the old saying, time flies when you're having fun, it goes extremely fast. And, you know, that's why I encourage the youngsters just to enjoy the journey.
Yeah. I think that's so, like, even with wrestling, it's like you think this is going to last forever, these moments, and then next thing you know, it's like, oh, yeah, I used to be this, I used to play.
Right.
And it's just different. Yeah. And a lot of people don't soak that up, or they do too much. And they don't prepare for the future. Right. And, you know, that becomes a problem. But, yeah, tell me something, like, to get to that level, like, you got to be on, you know, like, my brother was in basketball. He full ride scholarship to Cal. And that next level, when he went for, like, he dominated in high school. Then when he went to college, he was shook because he was no longer the guy.
Right.
He was the guy under the guy. What kind of mental preparation did it have to take to just, like, perform at that level?
Well, in my situation, being the McDonald's All-American and California's all-time leading scorer, I had the huge expectations on my shoulders coming in. You know, it's national championship or bust, you know, for UCLA. And I guess it was bust because we never got there. But it was a huge amount of pressure. I wasn't thrusted into the starting lineup. I had to earn it. I had to come off the bench. And I even played my freshman year in a position that I'm 6'7". I'm not a center. So I played center in order to get on the floor and in the starting lineup the second half of the season. So you have to do what you have to do to get in where you fit in, accept many roles that you may not like. And then, you know, there was something that I didn't do in high school that once I started doing it helped me get into that starting lineup. I didn't lift weights in high school. So I wasn't the best athlete. I didn't do any training, you know, like they do nowadays, agility training, weightlifting and stuff like that. They do it in high school. Like, they do it in junior high school now. And I that wasn't me. I just hooped. That's it.
Right.
And so now if you're not doing that, you're falling behind. And once I started doing that, then that helped me, you know, reach my potential.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah. Well, of course, guys, a lot of pro wrestling going on.
Oh, yeah.
And, yeah. And, you know, of course, Tracy's association with the Bone Street Krew, you know, goes in with the guys that are kind of headlining the show right now.
Yes.
In WWE, of course, the Usos and Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa, 3 of them, the children of Rikishi, a member of that group. And we kind of had double news from this gang with Jey Uso popping out after Jimmy betrayed him at SummerSlam. And Jimmy's in the ring with the guys, and then Jey comes out, and Jimmy explains himself. I did it because I loved you. Yeah. I didn't want you to win that match because I didn't want you to become the tribal chief because it makes you a jerk like Roman Reigns.
Yeah. He was looking out for him.
Now, guys, I had expressed last week that I was worried that there may be some issues with this. And I got to tell you, I was not big on this explanation. Right. I really wasn't. You know, I'm to a point I'm happy that the Usos aren't busted up, right? But at the same time, they're still broken. And I just wasn't feeling it. I'm like, yeah, a chance to knock Roman off. Why didn't you do it?
Right.
You know, oh, I loved you. No! Yeah. Knock him off and then keep your brother in line. Is that what you're supposed to do when you're a brother? You know, I wasn't that big on this whole thing. David, what did you think about that?
So when I was watching it, I mean, last week, everybody talking about they jumped the shark, and I was like, we just got to see how it plays out. When I watched it, I was like, ugh, not the best way to explain what he did. So the first person I thought about was you, was like, yeah, this didn't go over well. I can see what they're saying, but I think that as it advanced, you know, it took our minds off of that reason. You know, now we're just looking towards the future. But, yeah, I didn't think that was the best reason. I mean, it looks like they just came up with something last minute on that.
Tracy, what did you think of that?
I did not want that to happen. You know, just been so intrigued with this storyline, and it's the best thing going today, and they take that turn. And I didn't particularly like it, but I want to see where they're going to go from here. What other turn they're going to have within this storyline that is going to make you, you know, say "woo" or scratch your head. One of the two. I mean, where are they going to go with it now? Jay says he's out.
Yep.
So how are they going to pull him back in? What is he going to do to get back in? Will the Usos stay together? Who's going to knock off Roman? Just like you said, they had a chance to knock him off right then. The championship still would stay within the bloodline. It's Solo being groomed to be the tribal chief. I mean, it's a whole bunch of moving parts there that they still have plenty of room to expand on with the storyline. So I'm just looking to see what turn they make next that makes sense.
Well, one thing that happened, too, by the way, I don't know if you guys saw this, but Jay has been moved to the alumni page.
Oh, did he?
Oh, no.
Of course, when he was walking out, he said he quit, and they moved him to the alumni page. And there was there was a very interesting thing that happened over the weekend, too, involving their father, Rikishi.
Right.
All right? So I don't know if you guys caught this or not, but Rikishi was supposed to be at a card show in California, and he put the promoter or somebody put this out that said, come see Rikishi before he referees at the next pay-per-view coming up.
Right, for the Usos.
Oh, wow.
It's just dumb.
So I hate to say it, you know, that was a boo-boo. I don't think there's any question about it. Yeah, that's a payback, by the way. And I'm wondering if Dad is going to be stepping into this thing and kind of getting all the boys in line. I'm wondering if that's where they're going to go. Maybe Rowan's going to be taking a little time off here. But, Rikishi came out and said, no, I'm not doing that, and, tried to clear this up. And they didn't really say whether Rikishi told the promoter of this event that, he should put that on there, or if the promoter just jumped the gun. But boy, I'll tell you, there couldn't be too many people happy at WWE that flyer got out for this Ninja Exchange Collectible Expo.
Damn.
What do you?
Yeah, huge ball drop on that. I mean, obviously, I think that when it comes to Rikishi, we're all expecting him to get in the mix at some point. He's got to do something. So I don't know if they pushed that back, because I would assume that was the planned thing, and that makes sense. It's like he gets in between, y'all fight it out, and then let's get back to family business. But do they push it back to something further? Because I heard people talking about Jimmy and Jey pushing it till WrestleMania. Maybe that's the reason, he's like, I'm out. He'll take some time back. And who knows? Remember when CM Punk left, for a while? we thought it was part of the, we thought it was real deal, but it was just part of the story. But they rushed that. He came back way too soon, so I'm excited. Again, like I said, the reason, like, he turned on him or he kicked him in the mouth at the pay-per-view, not so good. But where it could go from here, yeah, I'm excited about that. I'm back, man. They did not jump the shark. They didn't.
Tracy, what do you think of that?
I think that I don't know what to think about with them letting it out. I think that was a ball drop, of course. But at the same time, I knew that at some point they were going to have to pull Rikishi in. He's a Hall of Famer. It's his kids out there with his nephew. People being thrown all over the place. It looked like the family's tearing up. I'm surprised Alpha and Sika's not even involved. You might even see them come in at some point to be a part of the storyline. But I think the Samoan Dynasty is killing it right now, and I'm interested. I'm really locked into their storyline of the Bloodline to see where it goes next. Yes, I didn't particularly like Jimmy turning on Jey, but what's going to happen out of it next? Jey leaves. What's going to happen out of it next? You guys had some interesting opinions about it, and I would like to see what happens.
Yeah, so we're going to see where all this goes in the next couple of weeks, especially is Rikishi going to be involved in this? So, but wow, big whoops.
Will he have more sons coming in?
Oh,
because there's tons of them on the independent circuit.
There are.
Yeah. So that's why I say this thing could keep going and going and going and going. I would like to see WrestleMania, all the elders sitting around the ring or some kind of throne atmosphere, just watching and like, let's see who the new head of the table is.
Right.
And it's Cody Rhodes. That would not be good. Well, we did have another champion crowned in WWE this week, by the way. And boy, this one kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah, it did.
Oh, man. Santos Escobar was supposed to be wrestling for the U.S. title. Austin Theory attacks him a couple of times. And, of course, Rey Mysterio's hanging around, his LWO teammate. And Rey takes his place and wins the U.S. title from Austin Theory. So Theory's reign at about 285 days ends. And Rey Mysterio, of all people, picks up the U.S. title. David, look, I already saw that expression on your face. Rey Mysterio, U.S. champ?
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand it, but I do think from a fan standpoint, it's because you don't expect it, right? So when they throw that unexpected moment at you, it's like, oh, wow. Okay, then you start thinking, what does this mean? Where do we go from here? But nobody expected that to happen.
No, nobody expected it to happen. You're right. The fans loved it. Ray's one of my guys too, man. You know, it's incredible what he's doing at his age out there, that he's still flying around like that.
Right.
So what are they going to do with him? That's the question. What's going to happen from what's the benefit of him having the U.S. title at this point? Because he's been everything in the business. Where are they going to take it and build on it to where it makes sense?
Right. Yeah, how does it move the needle forward?
Right.
And also Theory, like, what does it say about him? Is he done with that push?
Yeah, that's the two questions that coming out of this for me is, one, boy, is Austin Theory just dead in the water right now.
Yeah.
I mean, he has been cast aside because you know that if there's a rematch, Ray's not losing this. And the other thing is, you've got the LWO, the Latin World Order, that a very popular group. They're selling a ton of merch.
Yes.
You know, and people love this. And the obvious retaliation on this at some point is Escobar and Rey hook it up again.
Yep.
And you can have a split up with that. And it's another group that is successful that WWE just decides in creative, nope, done, see ya. And I don't know why they do that. I just don't. It doesn't make any sense to me. You got a great group that's, you know, very popular in the Latino community, and you're going to destroy it. I don't get it. I just don't get it, Dave.
Well, the business is ever evolving, right? You can't hang on to anything that long. And I don't know, like LWO, is that? I guess they're doing well on merch and people are loving them. I don't know.
Yeah.
I haven't bought in. I never bought in when they started in the beginning. I thought they ruined just NWO with doing too much, you know. But yeah. We'll see.
Yeah, I guess we will.
How many factions we need?
I don't know. 70.
But, I mean, speaking of that, you've seen the Karrion Kross promo talking about, like, having family and having people to have your back is a good thing. So it looks like they may be starting a faction for him or something.
Yeah, that's a possibility. We'll see. I mean, after that rough match with AJ Styles this week, that was a little, we had a few bad sequences in that. No offense, guys, but it was a little rough. So hopefully that whole thing's over and we can just move forward. But another feud that's coming up looks like Seth Rollins took it in the face from Shinsuke Nakamura this week.
Easy.
So we had a little fun 6-man match that Shinsuke managed to get himself involved in because Sammy was hurt earlier in the show, and Shinsuke turns on Seth Rollins. Guys, are you excited about Shinsuke Nakamura possibly being the one to take out Seth Rollins? Think that's going to happen, or at least excited about the feud?
I like Shinsuke, and I think he was well underutilized. Mm-hmm. Like during his whole run NXT, he was amazing, and obviously everything he did before that. But I would love to see him actually do something because he's been there for a minute, right? And you talk about significance. Obviously, we respect him, but put him in something significant, and this could be it. I want to see what they do with it.
I'm interested as well because you saw the way he came in. He came in like a house of fire, and it's like. And then it just kind of just went. And it's like you build him up, and where are you going to take him?
Right.
So I've always been interested to see what they're going to do with Shinsuke and if it's going to ever get to that level or not. So I'm looking forward to see what they're doing.
Yeah, I'm excited to see Shinsuke back in the main event picture because he has just been amazing talent and I think has been very underutilized. You know, he was the Intercontinental Champion a little bit, but, just they kind of just let him hang out there.
Right.
And I'm excited to see what the King of Strong Style does with Seth Rollins. Those should be some pretty darn good matches. Last thing on WWE real quick. Lashley and the Street Profits hanging out.
Yeah.
Got a new group forming there, and the boys looking sharp and talking business. You guys excited about Lashley and the Street Profits getting together?
I love it. Are we talking Hurt Business? Is that I heard that mentioned, but they're not saying anything about that?
No, nothing about the Hurt Business, but just I don't know. It's a pretty solid looking faction. They're 3 very talented guys.
Yeah, I like that. And they was talking about Omos, and coming in and whatnot.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
Yeah, like a whole little crew. When I saw somebody put together like a fan graphic of the squad, it could be. I was like, yeah, this is dope. Let's roll. I like Lashley, man. I used to I couldn't stand Lashley because his promos, couldn't talk. He always looked great, but now this character, he's owning it. I love it, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm friends with Lashley too, man. So it's good to see him being ahead of a faction, possibly. Also, the Street Profits, man. They're unbelievable athletes, man, and they need something to push them to the next level. Maybe this can be that because I'm sitting here wondering why they haven't been pushed already. Mm-hmm. I mean, the things that they can do in the ring, they're great on the mic. They have a connection with the fans and the crowd. They can pull Bianca in if there's going to be a faction. You know what I mean? Because I'm wondering why every faction. The Bloodline doesn't have a woman. Why isn't, why didn't they pull, Trinity back in for that? Or why didn't they use Tamina for that? They're the only faction that don't have a woman in it. Mm-hmm. So maybe this faction can pull Bianca in and then they can roll and do what they need to do. But I'm interested to see where it goes.
Yeah, I'd love to see Bianca get in that group. That would be awesome.
Yep.
I've been waiting for that too. I want to see Bianca be bad.
Yep. And as far as the Bloodline, they were talking about who coming back in. What's the she quit. Come on, Mark.
What, you talking Sasha Banks or Trinity's tied up?
No. She retired last year.
I'm not sure who you're talking about.
You mean Tamina?
Rocks.
Right?
Yeah, no, not Tamina.
Nia Jax.
Yeah, Nia Jax. Yeah.
Okay.
They were
that
talking
can be
about
another
her
one.
coming back. Yeah, so maybe that's how she comes back in.
No, that's a thought. And she's trimming down and trying to get in some better shape. So,
and that would be pure dominance bringing her into that faction.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah.
I think that would raise her stock.
No kidding.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, so guys, let's take another break, and we come back. We've got Tracy Murray sitting in with us today. David Difference, and I'm Mark Hoke. Thanks for being with us. on KDAWN, of course, the Odyssey app, streaming out there live worldwide, and, of course, we're streaming out there YouTube, Facebook, and X. I guess we have to say X now.
Yes, sir.
It is what it is. Stick around, everybody. We've got a whole lot more on the Mark Hoke Show. Talking a little All In when we come back. Hold on.
Get ready for one of the most exciting and interactive events on the pro wrestling calendar. The 57th annual Cauliflower Alley Club reunion at the Plaza in Las Vegas. Meet some of your all-time professional wrestling favorites. Check out the wrestling memorabilia. Participate in terrific seminars and star-studded events, including Tuesday and Wednesday night CAC Awards and dinner nights. Visit caulifloweralleyclub.org and get your tickets and membership today. That's caulifloweralleyclub.org.
101.5 FM KDAWN.
This is the Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Here again, your host, Mark Hoke.
And we are back on the Mark Hoke Show on KDAWN 101.5 FM. It is the talk of Las Vegas. Having a great time in here in studio.
Yes,
Wherever you're watching us, of course, listening to us on KDAWN, the Odyssey app, and, of course, live streaming out there as well, Facebook, YouTube, and X, or Twitter, whatever you feel like. Well, we certainly do appreciate it. I'm Mark Hoke, David Difference, and one of the greatest college basketball players of all time, and, of course, NBA champion and UCLA Hall of Famer Tracy Murray sitting with us. Of course, I remember that, the Bone Street Krew.
There it is.
Look at it, sporting the shirt. BSK for life, baby.
BSK for life.
You betcha. So we're going to shift away from WWE and head into AEW. Some interesting stuff going on over there, too, right now as we're getting ready for All In. But I want to start with something that happened last night at Collision first. As we know, our good friend Phil Brooks, CM Punk, got some issues started over there last year. Well, I don't know what he was thinking, and I don't know if this is setting something up for maybe All Out or what's going on. He's already got issues with Ricky Starks.
Right.
He's already got issues with Samoa Joe, who cost he and FTR the Trios Championship match last night. Mm-hmm. But after the match was over and Collision wrapped, he got on the phone or got on the mic and said, "Earlier today, I went to a local supermarket and figured out why they call him Hangman," referring to Hangman Adam Page. "It's because the pegs in the toy aisle are full of Hangman action figures because no one wants to buy them. He's a peg warmer, unlike me, who moves merchandise and pops ratings and sells toys. Everyone in AEW says, I'm the heart, I'm the soul, I'm the spirit. Well, that's the objective."
Amen. Truer words have never been spoken, man.
And maybe they are. But what was the point of saying something like that? Why, if you're not hyping a match, because it's very doubtful that they're going to do Punk and Hangman Adam Page, concerning what they're doing with Samoa Joe right now, and of course Ricky Starks and his little suspension he got, which isn't going to last a month for sure. But why would you do that? I don't get it. David, your thoughts on this shoot, supposedly from CM Punk?
Yeah, so if it's a shoot, that means it's got nothing to do with storyline. He's just popping off, man. CM Punk, that's what he does. He is a pot stirrer. He is a heat seeker. And, why not? Now he's got people sharing the clip and the audio, and it's a thing. And what does this mean? If you're not talking about CM Punk, he ain't doing his job, man. We're talking about it.
Yeah, well, Tracy, the thing is on this, with all the backstage issues that they've had with what happened at All Out, and a lot of it started with him ripping Hangman Adam Page, and then of course it went to the Bucks and everybody else. Man, this just doesn't seem like being a good team player.
In this business, you have to be a team player. It's no different than being in the NBA. When you're a team, you're trying to push a certain product, to be successful. And, He's had a lot of issues over in the past, with different things, the pipe bomb and everything else. It's like he does tons of shoots, and to me, if it leads to something huge for the organization, okay. But if it's just a shot at somebody because you want to take a shot at somebody, I don't agree with it, because you do have to be a good teammate. And then who's going to want to work with you after that? Even though you're great, who's going to want to work with you if you're feeling this way about a certain person?
Yeah, because the issues that the AEW locker room has is, the split that CM Punk has caused in there. And to go back after Adam Page after everything that happened with the, whoever's right and wrong on the promo and then what happened at All In, it's kind of water under the bridge, I guess. But, that should have been dead and buried, and you move on. And,
right.
And for Punk to go out and say this, if this is a shoot, boy, that's just going to cause more trouble. It really is.
Yeah, I like it, man.
Yeah, of course you would. Of course you would, Dave.
Stir it up.
Yeah, stir it up.
But I mean, the thing is the fans, right? Like, if the fans migrate toward it and, like, they get some kind of emotion out of it, you're doing a good thing. I understand business. If it was my company, I'd be like, oh, boy, this guy, like, that would be somebody that constantly needs to go to HR. And you got to eliminate that, unless he was like top salesperson, which he is. Like, you're the top salesperson in the company. The crowd loves you, hates you. They're passionate about you. Like, I like how he's moving, man.
Yeah, like I said, if it leads to something huge for the organization, that's one thing, and it's another if it's just a shot and it doesn't go anywhere. That's where it stirs the pot the wrong way.
Yeah, so maybe, like I said, maybe a match at All Out, which, of course, is the week after All In. That would be a possibility, I guess, but we'll find out if that was a shoot or not pretty soon, I would imagine. Mm-hmm. And speaking of All In, we've got a bunch of matches now getting signed for this thing, and they have surpassed the actual ticket number that was sold for WrestleMania 3 and for the SummerSlam, which, of course, was headlined by Dave Boy Smith and Bret Hart. So AEW now has the all-time biggest selling event in professional wrestling history. Going to be something over there in Wembley.
What's that number? WrestleMania 3 was 93,000, yeah?
That was the Vince number.
Right.
The actual number was around 78.
Oh, yeah.
So
don't kill my childhood, man.
Sorry, man. I'm sorry. It was my childhood, too. We grew up on the 93. We all three of us did.
Yeah,
we grew up on the 93.
Now Vince is steaming now. He's going to do something about that, right?
Yeah.
You're going to have to sell at AT&T, I guess. That would be the only way to do it.
Or a future shot over there, bring something huge over there and wipe that out. One of the two.
Oh, he will.
He could. Yeah. Maybe some Rio or something like that. They got some big places down there. So here's where we are on All In right now. We've got MJF and Adam Cole, FTR and the Young Bucks. We now have Sting and Darby Allin in a coffin match against AR Fox and Swerve Strickland. And those two guys are doing a great job building that up. Mm-hmm. Hikaru Shida, Toni Storm, Saraya are 3 out of 4 for the Women's Championship. Britt Baker is taking on the Bunny in a qualifier, so I would be stunned if the Bunny was the one that moved on in that. So we're going to have a fantastic match there as well. Looks like we're going to get Samoa Joe and CM Punk, even though CM Punk is refusing to respond to Samoa Joe, which was what got him attacked this week. And we also have a very interesting match to kick things off on their 0 Hour show, as MJF and Adam Cole will be taking on Aussie Open for the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships. So that is the pre-show before the actual All In show starts, right. Which means that's going to be actually on during our show, by the way. So, David, we'll be keeping an eye on that live in 2 weeks.
Let's just cancel the show that day.
Or let's not. That's a terrible idea.
That's an option.
But guys, what are you thinking about this card? And what are you thinking about MJF and Adam Cole going after the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships to open the show before they wrestle each other for the world title later on in the night?
Well, so I think that it'll lead to whatever's going to happen later on in the night, right? So they got the titles, then there's this riff in the championship match. How are they going to coexist? That's what I foresee coming. That's it. I said my piece.
You know what? That's probably the only way they can really go with it. Right. You know, win the titles, and then all of a sudden, that championship causes a rift, and how are they going to defend moving forward? And that's pretty much the storyline that you can go with.
Yeah. So are you excited about this?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I'm looking forward to Adam Cole stabbing MJF in the back in the main event.
Right. Yeah. No, I'm looking forward to that. Yeah. Let's get over all the silly stuff, man.
Right,
let's get back to backstabbing each other.
Well, that's part of the fun. They're trying to get MJF to. I think this is the final MJF turn to face that a lot of people at AEW have really been looking forward to trying to do with him. And now, if Adam Cole ends up being the one that after all this, and they're the brochachos, and better than you, baby, and they make this turn that Cole ends up stabbing MJF, MJF becomes even more popular than he is right now. Mm-hmm. I mean, that would be the move that I would make personally, even though, I could see him maybe just getting through it too. That would be, and drag this on. But
this is not no bloodline stuff. This needs to end. Let's move on.
That's because you hate this story.
I don't like it. Yeah, it's too sweet and cute, and I don't like it, man.
What's wrong with sweet and cute?
Mm-mm.
Why can't guys just be friends?
Not my bag, man.
What is wrong with that?
Not my bag. Like, have you seen guys be friends like that? Like, I got good people, but I ain't hugging and dancing and going trampolining. Right. That ain't happening, man. I'm a grown man. Listen.
Tracy, you probably had some fun with some of your teammates, right?
Not like that.
Right.
We haven't been to any trampoline parks. I haven't thrown any balls at any kids.
That looked like the most fun they had, by the way.
Right.
That was a great vignette.
It was a pretty funny vignette, though.
Absolutely. We also had the return of Rob Van Dam this week, by the way, that he took on, I don't think we call him Jungle Boy anymore. He is Jack Perry for that FTW championship. And Rob looked pretty good. And Rob's 52 years old.
Right.
And, of course, lives here in Las Vegas.
Yes, he does.
And went out, and he had a fantastic match. A lot of people are really raving about it. Now, what I'm curious about is if they plan to do anything more with Rob after this, because, of course, the reaction to a veteran having a great match like that is always, oh, you got to sign him. Oh, you got to push him, and you got to keep it moving. But honestly, I think it may be best. Maybe they do something a little bit more with Rob down the road, but not bring him back full time or anything crazy like that. I think that is a really big step that AEW shouldn't take. But it was good to see him back and wrestle well, David.
No, I agree with that. I think that like you were saying, just a one-off is cool. Good to see him. He's still doing his thing. He's still got it. RVD is just one of those talents that, keeps on going and could come in and out. But again, where do you put him in the line? You remember when Sabu came out, we weren't, it's like, we sign him? Nah, what did he do? He jumped off the rope or something? I don't remember, but just keep it limited, but it's good to see him out there doing his thing. Speaking of Jack Perry, remember when they got on JR for calling him Jack Perry?
Yeah.
And he was like, his name's Jungle Boy. And he was like, he's going to grow out of that. Let's start branding it. JR's a legend.
He sure is.
Yeah.
Tracy, what did you think of Rob Van Dam?
I'm always happy to see Rob a part of something, man. He's definitely a great talent. He's a Hall of Famer. As you get older, though, in his style and flying and all that, you got to probably use him less. Mm-hmm. You don't want to throw him in the main mix. But it's always good to see my brother out there. Rob's a good dude.
Yeah, and of course, they're talking WrestleMania that they're going to be bringing back a bunch of the ECW guys for something at WrestleMania in Philadelphia. So if I were Rob, maybe wouldn't be hanging out at AEW too long because there could be a pretty good paycheck coming up down the road.
Wouldn't lock myself in, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely not. But nice job, Rob Van Dam. Great match.
Yeah, that's my guy, RVD.
RVD.
All right. Hey, let's take a break, and we've got all sorts of other interesting little news that happened along the way, including Triple H getting politicked out again.
Uh-oh.
Not good for our good friend Paul. And we'll talk about that and a whole lot more to wrap up the Mark Hoke Show. We've got Tracy Murray in the house with us, along with, of course, David Difference, and I'm Mark Hoke. Thanks for being with us here on the Mark Hoke Show on KDAWN. We'll be right back.
Infinite Wellness can help you achieve your goals and look and feel your best. Our regenerative medicine clinic utilizes stem cell and exome therapy. We also have a comprehensive weight loss program and numerous other services you can find on our website at infinitewellness.info. We're located at 8925 West Post Road, Suite 100, right across from IKEA. You can book your appointment today by calling us at 702-842-2244 or find us on social media at infinitewellness.lv. We'd love to be a part of your journey.
If you're looking for an award-winning dining experience at outstanding prices, look no further than Unique Eats. Whether it's their incredible breakfast platters, amazing pastas and sandwiches, or world-renowned pizzas, celebrity chef Dominic Tedesco will have you covered. Check out their coffee and smoothie bar, vegetarian options, catering, and top-flight service. Visit Unique Eats today at 3100 South Durango, Suite 100. Call 702-992-3038 or go to uniqueeatslv.com, and we'll see you all at Unique Eats.
101.5 FM KDAWN.
You're listening to the #1 professional wrestling radio show in Vegas, The Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Now, here again is Mark Hoke.
And we're back for the final segment of the Mark Hoke Show here on KDAWN 101.5 FM, the talk of Las Vegas, the best of pro wrestling news and entertainment, the David Difference, and a very, very, very special guest. I'm going to give him another very, very, very special guest. Tracy Murray in the house with us. Man, he's a baller.
Yeah, man. And that's my guy, man. We just met. And this is my guy now.
You know what? I feel like we've been knowing each other forever, right?
Right.
Similar, people that we know back in the day, friends. Lou Ritchie, what's up?
Yeah. Shout out to Lou.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Lou. That was my teammate in college, man, and one of my really, really good friends. And so we have a lot of people, that we know that are in common, so.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a small world, man. I seen him on your Facebook, but yeah, he was a huge mentor to my brother, and just guiding him through that whole high school, college system, and took him under his wing. Good people. Lou
Real
Ritchie.
good people.
Shout out.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad you guys are friends.
Yeah. Best friends, man. Just like MJF definitely. And Adam Cole, except no trampoline.
No trampoline and no backstabbing.
Right. Yeah, keep it friendly.
That's awesome. Glad you guys are bonding in there. Well, if you want some other place you can go bond, by the way, the 57th Annual Cauliflower Alley Club Reunion is coming up here August 28th through the 30th down at the Plaza. Go get your membership if you don't have one, because if you don't have one, you can't go.
That's what I was about to say. They won't accept me.
Yeah. No?
I don't have one.
Oh, okay. We'll get you in there.
$25. And maybe we can sneak you in, I think. But yeah, get your membership, and then of course the tickets for the banquets. I mean, it's going to be an awesome 3 days over there at Plaza with all sorts of seminars, meet and greets. It is going to be even karaoke.
Yeah, just
on
got
Monday
that
night.
schedule, man. It looks like a great time. There's going to be so many people down there, man. I was chatting with one of the original Glow girls on Instagram.
Oh,
She's going to be there, and there's just so many people you're going to run into and stories to be told.
That's crazy. I used to watch that back in the day too. I told you my cousin was a WrestleManiac, man.
Okay.
He had Glow. Yeah. He had everything, man.
Yeah. That was me, man. Everything with wrestling, it was on. If it was televised, it was on the TV.
I still remember Amy the Farmer's Daughter. Do. So bad that I actually remember that.
I remember that arm break. That was brutal.
Who was that? Amy the Farmer's Daughter?
I don't remember who it was, but it was some type of flip off the top rope, and they tried to catch himself in the arm. Just
on Glow?
Glow.
Oof.
Back in the day, yeah.
I got to go back and watch that.
Oh, that was
Yeah, well,
brutal.
Let me ask you something. You may be getting into some. Did you watch that Marty Jannetty Dark Side?
No. When did that?
That was the finale this week.
I got to see that one.
Yeah.
I got to see that one. I done seen most of the Dark Sides, but
Yeah.
I got to see that one.
Marty is a very divisive personality in pro wrestling, shall we say. So I didn't get to see it either. That's the one I got to get to watch, but obviously you did, David.
Yeah, he's out of control, man. I remember he was supposed to do a seminar, FSW, man, and he came in. It was like, this ain't gonna happen, man. Like, he was just in no condition to train anybody.
Wow.
But,
yikes.
Yeah, it's a tragic story. I mean, how things happen and, like, the injury he's going through and just life. But, like, that whole where he said he murdered somebody.
Yeah, that was a little slip up, wasn't it?
Well, he just said he had to do what he had to do, and then he backtracked, and now he's like, if it did happen, this is how I would have done it.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, FBI was looking into it. It was like, damn.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah, it was an interesting story there, man. And, you know, all we could ever hope is that just people get right before they go.
Right.
Yeah. So,
trying to get locked up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, some other WWE news that I thought was pretty interesting this week. I wish I'd have bought some WWE stock about 7 or 8 months ago when it was in the dumps.
Mm-hmm.
WWE stock closed at an all-time high this week at 114.72, and that's up about 30%.
Wow!
But what is happening now is the stock is going up. Our good buddy Triple H looks like he's going to be left off the new board at Endeavor with Endeavor and WWE, as the WWE is getting 5 members on the board, Endeavor's getting 6, and Triple H is not one of them. So Triple H getting shut out on this. But here's the really funny part, guys, is WWE has announced 4 of those members, Vince and then Nick Khan and a couple others, but they have not announced the 5th member. Who is the 5th member? Who should be the 5th member of the board from WWE on Endeavor, David Difference?
Paul Heyman.
Paul Heyman?
Yeah, let's get him in there, man.
That's
who's the other 2?
I do have those names.
I mean, is there anybody we're going to know?
They're both executives. I think one of them is the owner of the Atlanta Hawks, and another one is, she's been on there, Steve Koonin. He's the CEO of the Atlanta Hawks and State Farm Arena, and Nancy Tellum is the other one. She's the chief media officer and executive chairwoman of Echo, EKO. And she also was a digital media president of Microsoft Xbox Entertainment Studios and CBS Television Entertainment Group.
Isn't that Arn Tellum's wife?
Yes.
That was my agent. So when you said Nancy Tellum, I was like, ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe Tracy Murray, it should be you.
Well, I mean, the 6th degree of separation, man.
Let's get them in there.
Just when I was about to say, should I pull out the plug of my interest in the WWE stock? Maybe I should leave it in.
There we go.
There you go.
Yes, sir.
There you go.
No, shout out to the Tellums. They took care of me.
All right, good.
Yeah. So I'm thinking they should just announce the 5th member with a big, stone cold drop, and Austin walks out, or maybe The Rock comes out. The Rock says, "I'm on the board."
Yeah. Was there any feedback from Triple H on this? I know that media was talking about.
No, he hasn't said a word. If I were him, I wouldn't either.
But didn't they change his position or something? He his title wise, like chief creative or something.
That's been all over the place.
You know what? They need to leave that man alone when it comes to creative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let him do his thing.
Yeah.
If you want the ship to sink quick, keep messing with him in the creative department. Let him do what he does.
Yeah, I would agree 100% with that. We also have, by the way, there's a WWE AEW merger.
Uh-oh.
Rhea Ripley and Buddy Matthews are engaged.
Yes.
So congratulations to those two. So Rhea's off the market. Hearts are broken all over the world.
Your heart is broken.
Yeah. Okay. You're right. You're right.
You're the first person I thought of. Like, I hope he's all right, man.
Yeah, I'm okay. Rhea's an awesome lady, and congratulations to those two. And another guy got engaged, by the way, a couple weeks ago. We missed this one. Hulk Hogan.
Oh, yeah.
He sure did.
Who just turned 70 on Friday.
Yeah.
Got engaged to Sky Daly, who was a yoga instructor.
Gorgeous.
So congratulations to the Hulkster.
Yeah. Did you see his birthday video they posted?
I saw on SmackDown that they did little stuff, but
well, it was like a private party or something. But
a lot of people there, wasn't
there? Yeah. A lot of heads. Haku was up in there. I seen our boy Brian Blair was there.
Ric Flair.
Yeah, Ric Flair. Yeah, it looked cool. He looked like he was struggling to move though. Like I know I remember you talked a couple weeks back. He was talking about maybe he got another run in him. It didn't look like he got another walk in him.
No.
Tell you the truth, man. But Yeah, it was good seeing him celebrate, looking at all the pictures of his history, and looked like a dope event.
Yeah, but it's hard to believe Hogan's 70.
Right?
No kidding.
Wow. But happy birthday to the Hulkster, and congratulations to him on that, on getting engaged. Good for him. So, way to go, Hulkster. One last thing real fast, and this was pretty funny. There was a lawsuit filed against Vince McMahon.
Uh-oh.
You ready for this?
Yep.
Because this was goofy. I've got to run through this real quick. Handwritten, sent to him. It's for a failure to reimburse for a $5,500, and here it says, down payment hangout, WhatsApp email contract to personal fan meet World Wrestling Entertainment employee Alexia Bliss, and also claimed breach of agreement for this gentleman named Wiley to become a WWE employee on a $70,000 per month contract. This guy's got a rap sheet too, but this was handed to him handwritten.
Nice.
I have a feeling this one's going to get tossed out.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so.
This could bring down WWE.
It could. Tracy, hey, real fast, got about 15 seconds. Tell everybody where they can find you, and thanks for coming on, man.
You can find me at Instagram at Real Tracy L. Murray, Twitter, X, at Real Tracy Murray, and Facebook at Real Tracy Murray. Thanks for having me on.
Tracy, it's an honor to have you with us. We certainly do appreciate it, buddy. And I'm sure we'll talk again down the road, my friend.
Definitely. Look forward to it.
Absolutely. David Difference, I'm Mark Hoke. Have a great day, Las Vegas. We will see you next week here on The Mark Hoke Show. Be safe out there. We'll catch you next time. Want more of The Mark Hoke Show? Follow us on Twitter at Mark Hoke Show. Like us on Facebook at The Mark Hoke Show. And visit markhokeshow.com to keep up with everything happening with the show. And remember to check out all of our archive shows on YouTube at The Mark Hoke Show, and download our podcasts at markhokeshow.podbean.com and all your favorite podcast outlets. So join The Mark Hoke Show family today, and thanks for listening.